So this is a completed GECCO or Geocaching Essentials Kit and Organizer, just completed off the printer, Prusa MKS Plus. And though I don't think any 3D printer enjoys using supports, especially ones that are this invasive. I thought the design was cool enough that I would stick with the design and keep the prints. I print it with the bottom of the case on the bed, and I just use a brim. But the key with the supports is they're needed to support the inside of the case. So I wanted to do a short video to show you how to break these loose, the techniques that I use. So first, obviously, we want to just, very satisfying, take off the outer supports to reveal the belt buckle. Those should come right off. Might have to do some cleanup work here, post-processing. And this is my new favorite instrument for taking off support. It's a razor blade, straight razor, where I've simply taken a screwdriver and pried the steel strip off the top, and what that gives you is just a very thin piece of metal, obviously with the razor's edge on one side, and I find it very, very useful for the detail work. Okay. So now that I've got the outer supports off and looking pretty good, what I like to do on the GECCO, this front part toward the tab, toward this side, okay, this hole is actually a part of the clasp mechanism. So to get it apart, I take the sharp side of my razor and just very gently, careful not to cut myself, but put it right in between that top edge and get the real satisfying crinkly sound, and take that all the way to the corner. And then I turn it around and go the other way. Okay, and that should break the supports off from the top. Okay, now we got to do the same thing on the other side because this has a big honeycomb of supports on the interior. Oops, I started in the wrong place. I started on the wrong side, so I should start on the side with the tab to make sure that I get the razor blade started, just kind of worked in. And then hear those supports coming loose. This is, turn around and do it the same way until I go all the way into that corner as far as I can. Even though this side of the razor blade is not sharpened, it's not the sharp part of the razor, it is still sharp, so you have to be very careful. Maybe wearing gloves would be a smarter idea for me. But if you use anything thicker than that, what it's going to do is it's actually going to break the model here at the top and the bottom. So obviously a lot of frustration. On my Prusa, this takes about 10 hours to print. Okay, but what you have now is this model, and it's not going to budge too well, I would suspect. So the next step is another special tool I like to use. This is actually a plunger from an old bathroom sink, and on the grinder, I don't know if you can see that, but here we go, I'll put my hand behind it. Basically, just put it on the grinder and put a little bevel to it. You can see right there. And I use this for breaking away other supports. It's very handy, but it's also very strong. So what I can do here is put it through. It's about the right size to put it right through the belt buckle clip here. And now I've got a bit of leverage there, so I can use that to gently, a little bit at a time, give that a little tug using the belt buckle piece there. Now, I would imagine you could use something else there, whatever fits through that belt buckle. The belt buckle's pretty decent plastic. But again, you don't want to, it's decently thick plastic, but you also don't want to break the model while you, there we go. So now I've just edged that out a little bit. And this is also designed, so this should be good. Now, once I have this much clearance, this is actually designed to come in contact with this plastic below it and provide a little bit of friction. But now that I've done that, it just opens right up, and you get to scoop out these supports. That's very satisfying when it all comes out in one piece like that. Do a little bit of cleanup. Now I will come back with the razor, not for this video, but I will come back for the razor to get rid of some of the gunk that's on the top there. But really the hard part is getting it open. But yeah, now that this is done, maybe I'll clean up a little bit of that here on the bottom as well. So again, the razor blade coming in really handy for that. But now for this, I'll put in the description, but there's a Z-Grip mini pen that fits perfectly in this slot. And then I'll also put the model of the flashlight, but I put a pen light in this side. So for the pen light to fit in here well, you really want to make sure the inside of this this tunnel is clear. So that's what the rest of the ramrod is for. And if you have that little beveled tip, you can just slide it down there along the side and break some of this loose. Now, I would recommend using needle nose pliers, something to be able to, something with a little bit of reach to pull out the shards in here. I also have a little grasper here. Now I am going to be working on this model more to see if I can prevent, there is a microscopic overhang in here. So I actually don't think that these supports are necessary, and I've tried in Prusa Slicer to remove them, but if you say supports everywhere, which you should do, in order to get the model to print properly, you will get these supports inside the flashlight hole. So that's just a bit of unpleasant cleanup work that's needed. But anyway, I won't continue to do that, but just believe me when I tell you, if you're patient and actually use your pen flashlight to look down in this hole, if you make sure every bit of the supports are out when you go to put in your flashlight, it will act as a sort of a latchkey pin that keeps this case closed. Okay. So after all the scrubbing and prying, you get your Z-Grip pen that fits into this side. I like the Z-Grip because this is a metal piece, very durable. I've tried plastic clips here, and in order to maintain the right tension so it doesn't fall out, the plastic just grows weak over time, so it's better just to go with a Z-Grip mini. So here it's only about 4 fingers wide. And then for a flashlight, this is just a Walmart special, but it's called the Coast PX22, and it is just perfect. It fits right in there. I do have to lift the clip a little bit. The clip can get caught there, but with just some gentle wiggling, it fits right down into there. This grips onto your belt when you're in the field. These are not coming out. I also recommend wearing this all the way to your side so that when you bend or crouch, it doesn't get pushed up off your belt, depending on how tightly this fits your belt. But then on the inside, I have room here for a spare GoPro battery, a AAA battery, 2 AA's. So the AAA is for the flashlight, 2 AAA's, or 2 AA's rather, for my GPS, pair of tweezers, and some scraps of paper in case I find a geocache that has a missing log. So anyway, I hope you find this useful. It's kind of handy for me to have everything I need for the field all in one place that I can just grab or leave in the glove box and have it ready to go whenever.